everybody, today we are looking at lesson 2.1 in our Go Math materials. So this is pages 87 through 92, okay? So if you don't have pages 87 through 92 in your in front of you, go ahead and go grab it. You'll also need a pencil, and I would recommend that you bring a whiteboard with you, okay? Because you might need a little bit of extra room to write. So we're going to go ahead and start on page 87, okay? And this is placing the first digit. So we're moving into division, okay? So you probably did a little bit of division in 4th grade, but I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about estimating when we divide so we can get answers that are close to, and then we're going to be talking about placing digits and things like that, okay? All right, so we're at the top where it says unlock the problem. So it says Tanya has 8 purple daisies. In all, she counts 128 petals on her flowers. First of all, that would take forever to count all those flower petals. If each flower has the same number of petals, how many petals are on one flower? Okay, so they're giving us steps here. So we're going to take a look at this together. But before we do that, I need to get a pen. Hold on, guys, just a second. I lost my pen. What the heck happened? Okay, so before we do that, one thing I want to do is I want to go through and I want to underline a few of the important things in this problem, okay? So first thing is we want to circle that she has 8 purple daisies. That's a big piece of information that we need to make sure we have and that we know, okay? So 8 purple daisies. The other piece of information that we're going to need is the 128 petals. So go ahead and circle that, 128 petals. Okay? Then it says if each flower has the same number of petals, how many petals are on one flower? And I want to underline that statement because that is what we're looking for. That's the answer we're looking for. Okay? All right, so if we move down here to where it says step 1, and I'm going to just remind you that if you need to pause this video or rewatch it, you can do that at any time, okay? So it says here, we're going to divide 128 divided by 8. We have 128 petals and 8 purple daisies. We want to know how many petals are on each purple daisy, okay? So step 1 says use an estimate to place the first digit in the quotient. So we're actually going to estimate, and we're going to round up 128 to 160. And you may go, why did you choose 160, Miss V? Well, I'm going to tell you. It's much easier to take 8 and put it into 160 than any other number that we have. And the reason why is because we can cover up that 0, and we can say, okay, 8 fits into 16 2 times, and we add the 0. So our answer should be close to 20, okay? And they have it written down here, but you really don't need to do that. I did it up here for you. Okay, we're going to go down to step 2. This is where we really start dividing things using the actual numbers that they gave us. We're not doing any estimations here. So let me zoom in here because it's very tiny. Okay, so we have 128 divided by 8. Our big number goes inside the cage. Our little number goes on the outside of the cage, okay? I like to think of it like zoo animals. So the big scary number goes inside, and we're the little people looking in at those big scary animals, okay? Numbers. So we're going to take a look at this together. So we have 8, and we look at this digit by digit. So 8 cannot fit into 1, but 8 can fit into 12. And 8 can fit in 1 time, so we place our 1 above the 2. 1 times 8 is 8. And we do our subtraction. So 2 can't take away 8, so we have to borrow, and that becomes 12. 12 take away 8 is 4. Bring down the 8, and we have 48. Okay? Now we have to figure out how many times 8 fits into 48. okay? And I'm running out of room, so I'm actually going to move over here where I have plenty of space, and I'm just going to rewrite this whole problem. And we're going to do many examples today, okay? So you don't have to worry if you're a little bit confused with this one. Okay? So now I say to myself, okay, how many times can 8 fit into 48? Well, 8 times what is 48? 6 times 8 is 48. So it can fit 6 times. And 6 times 8 is 48. We subtract, 8 take away 8 is 0, 4 take away 4 is 0. That means we do not have a remainder. We do not have any more numbers to bring down, so our answer is 16. Since 16 is close to the estimate of 20, the answer is reasonable, so there are 16 petals on one flower, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like this problem. The reason why is because they break it down like that, but I like to be able to write it somewhere and just work through it, okay? All right, 1 second, let me grab the next page. We're actually going to go to page number 89, so I'm going to move these out of the way. We're going to look at some of these from page 89. Okay, page 89. I'm going to zoom out so you can see what I'm looking at here. So we're going to be at the top of page 89, and we're going to take a look at some of these problems on this page and do them together. So we're going to look at 1 through 7, some of those, and then down here we're also going to take a look at 9 through 16, okay? All right, so let's take a look at these. This is where you're going to want your whiteboard because they don't really give you a ton of room to write. I write really big, so I always use a separate sheet of paper or my whiteboard only because I write huge and I always need extra room, okay? So it's just a great thing to have in front of you. So let me go ahead and grab my whiteboard here, okay? So I've got my whiteboard. I want to look at number 1 first, okay? So I'm going to rewrite that problem on my whiteboard, and then I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to solve this. Now, if you're using your whiteboard, write nice and big so that you can see where your work needs to go, okay? So this is number 1 on page number 89. All right, so we're going to take a look at this. We've got our big number here inside the cage. This is our big scary number. Our little number's looking in on it, okay? So we take 4, and we have to divide 4 into all parts of this problem, okay? So we know that 4 can fit into 4 one time. So we're going to place a 1 up above that. I'll scoot down just a little bit, okay? And then we have to take that number and we have to times it by the number outside the cage. So we have 1 times 4, which is just 4, and we subtract, okay? 4 take away 4 is 0. Now, we're not done because we have these 2 numbers left. We have to bring down the 5, okay? So we say to ourselves, how many times can 4 fit into 5? Well, it can fit in there 1 time, okay? Then we take this number and we multiply it by the number outside. So 1 times 4 is 4. And we subtract again. And we're going to move down a little bit so you can see this. 5 take away 4 is 1. And we have this 7 right here to bring down. So we have to bring it on down. 7. Now we have a bigger number here. We have 4, and we need to know how many times it fits into 17. Okay, so if I count by 4s, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 20 is too big, so we can't go over the number. So it fits 4 times. So we're going to write a 4 up here above the 7. And we're going to take 4 times 4, which is 16, and we're going to subtract. Okay, 7 take away 6 is 1. 1 take away 1 is just 0. We don't have any more numbers to bring down. No more numbers to bring down. So that means we have this number down here, which is a remainder. So our 1 becomes a remainder. And how we write that is we write a little r with a 1. So your answer is 114 remainder 1. So we're going to go back to our page and we're going to write that on number 1. 114, remainder 1. Okay? I want to do number 5, okay, because I think this is great practice. So we're going to do number 5 really quick. Let me erase my whiteboard here. Let's see. This whiteboard's very messy. All right, so number 2 is what we're working on. So we're going to write this on our whiteboard. We've got our little number outside the cage and our big scary number inside the cage, okay? So 1,035 divided by 5. So we're going to take this one step at a time. 5 cannot fit into 1. If I have 1, do you see 5 here anywhere? No. 5 can fit into 10. So if I have 10, I see 2 groups of 5. 5 and 5, okay? So 5 fits into 10 2 times. 2 times 5 is 10. And we do our subtraction. 0 take away 0 is just 0. 1 take away 1 is 0. Okay? Now, we have to bring down that 3. So let's do that. Can 5 fit into 3? No, right? If you have 3, there's no 5 here at all. So we have to use a placeholder of 0. Okay? And we're going to do the same thing. 0 times 5 is 0. And we do the subtraction. 3 take away 0 is 3. Bring down the 5, which gives us 35. Okay? Then we're going to look and we're going to say, okay, how many groups of 5 are in 35? So if we count by 5s without going over but getting close or getting right on, we need to get to 35. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 exactly. So it fits 7 times. 7 times 5 is 35, and we subtract, which gives us zeros here. There are, no more numbers to bring down. Because this is zeros here and there's no more numbers to bring down, our answer does not have a remainder. So your answer is 207. So I'm going to go back to number 2 on my page here, and I'm going to write 207. Okay, I want to look at number 4. Then I'm going to look at a couple from 9 through 16 with you, okay? So let's look at number 4 really quick. You know what? I actually want to look at 5. I think 5 is probably a better one for us to look at. Okay, so we have 3. I'm going to write it on my whiteboard. 468 divided by 3. So we have our big scary number inside the cage. This is what we're calling our cage. We have our little number outside the cage, okay? So we're going to work at this step by step. Again, if you have to pause this video and go back to watch it again, you definitely can, okay? That's the great part about this, is you can watch it as much as you want. Okay, we want to know, how many groups of 3 are there in 4? How many times can 3 fit into 4? So if I have the number 4, I see one group of 3, okay? So we're going to put a 1 up above that. So we've got 1, okay? 1 times 3 is 3, and we subtract, okay? 4 take away 3 is 1, and we bring down the 6, okay? Now we're working with the number 16. So we have 3. How many times does 3 fit into 16? How many groups of 3 are in 16? So if we count by 3s, we want to get close to 16 but not go over it, okay? So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. That's too much, so we got to take that one away. So we have 15 here, okay? So it fits 5 times. So we're going to put the 5 over here. 5 times 3 is 15. gotta move my thing down here. 6 take away 5 is 1. 1 take away 1 is 0. We still have one number to bring down, so I gotta bring this all the way down. We get 18, okay? 3 fits into 18. We need to figure out how many times though. So we're gonna count by 3s until we get close to it, till we hit the number, or until we get close to it without going over. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So that's 6 times that 3 fits in there. So we're going to put our 6 up here. And 6 times 3 is 18. So we do our subtraction down here at the bottom. 8 take away 8 is 0. 1 take away 1 is 0. We have no more numbers to bring down. So our answer is just 156. No remainder because we came up with zeros in the end and we don't have any more numbers to bring down. Okay, so let's write that on number 5. 156 is our answer. Okay. Now I want to do another one down here from 9 through 16. I think I want to do number 12. Yeah, I want to do number 12. So we're going to look at that one together, okay? Erase my whiteboard. This whiteboard is hard to erase sometimes when you write with weird colors. Okay. All right, so we're going to look at number 12 really quick. So first thing, I'm going to rewrite this problem, number 12, on the top of my page, okay? So number 12 says 3,478 divided by 9. 3,478 divided by 9. Now I look at that and I go, oh no, that's not pretty. That's ugly. I want to set it up so it's much easier to look at and much easier to work through. So I'm going to put that big number inside the cage. So I'm going to create this cage and I'm going to put 3,478 inside it. And my 9 is my smaller number, so he sits outside the cage. He's the outsider looking in. Okay? So you always, whenever you see a problem like this, I want you to rewrite it like this, then solve. Okay? Let's look at this problem together. So we're going to take it step by step. Can 9 fit into 3? If you have 3, do you see 9 anywhere here? Nope. Okay, now we're going to go to the next number. Can 9 fit into 34? Well, it can. We know that it can. I don't know how many times it can fit without going over. So let's count by 9s. 9, 18, 27, 36 is too big, so it fits 3 times. Okay? 3 times. And we put that 3 above the 4 because it wouldn't fit into 3. Okay? 3 times 9 is 27. Oh, this marker's going out. 27. And we subtract. 4 cannot take away 7. If I have 4, there's not 7 to take away. So I have to borrow from the 3, so it becomes 2. And this becomes 14. Okay? 14 take away 7 is 7. And 2 take away 2 is just 0. You don't have to write the 0, but you can. Okay? Bring down this 7. Okay? 9 can fit into 77. Okay? I'm going to count by 9s until I get a number that's close to 77 without going over but getting close. Okay? So it actually fits 8 times because 9 times 8, and here's the trick, I have all 10 of my fingers out. If I'm doing 8, I get 72. Okay, so 9 times 8 is 72. 7 take away 2 is 5. And 7 take away 7 is just 0. Then we're going to bring down, I'm going to use a different marker because this one's dying on me. We got to bring down the 8. Okay? This is a 5. So now we have to see how many times 9 can fit into 58. Okay? How many times can 9 fit into 58? Well, 9 times 6 is 54, 56, 56. So that's as close as we get. So we're going to put 6 here. 6 times 9, and we subtract. 8 take away 6 is 2. 5 take away 5 is 0. There's no more numbers to bring down, so the 2 becomes our remainder. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is, I want to look at, we got to write our answer here. 386, remainder 2. 386, remainder 2. Okay. Okay, so I want to look at, let's see. I want to look at one more, no I don't. I want to look at our practice and homework page, which is on page number 91. Okay, my pages are all mixed up here. So go ahead and grab page 91. If you need to go back and rewatch this video at any point, please do so, okay? Please do so. Okay, this is the top of page 91. I want you to start by putting your name. And you're going to circle the problems that I'm going to have you work through, okay? Don't forget after you work through these problems on that page 91 and 92 to go in and fill in the Google Sheets or the Google Forms document with your answers, okay? So you're going to do number 2. Please circle them as we go. 3, 5, 6, 7, and 10. Okay, so far we have 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 10. Then on page number, 92, you are going to work on, let's see, I want you to do number 2, okay? So on page 91, you are working on 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 10. And then on page 92, you are working on number 2. So that's a total of 7 problems. Okay? Go ahead, once you finish this, go back and submit your answers. Okay? Please make sure you're doing that every time you do math homework. You need to be submitting your answers. Okay? You can go back and watch this video if you need help, or you can reach out to me if you need help as well. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.